Evening, everyone. It's 6:13, and this is video number 541. And this is your Thursday evening closing comment. We had a bit of a COVID sell-off this afternoon. Very specifically, the governor of California is closing LA. Mayor of LA is also closing LA because their hospitals are absolutely overwhelmed. And the reason that matters to us is several-fold. But the most important two are that in this time of the year, probably 90% of our fruits and vegetables come out of California. And if they're not working, we don't get them. We'll get some from Florida, but California is a vastly greater economy that way. And the other thing is, and this is why I think just-in-time supply chains are BS, is that if LA is closed, that means the port of LA and the port of Long Beach are both closed, and those are the two busiest ports on the West Coast. So anything coming in from the Far East is a serious problem. Okay, enough of all that frivolity. Claims today 712,000 versus 775 expected. That one's like golf. The lower the score, the better off you are. So we came in 63,000 under. Continuing claims were down 569,000, which is a real number, bringing continuing claims to 5,520,000. And my recollection is that in the last 3 months, we have gone from 8 to 7 to 6 to now a 5 handle on that number. And that is important. We also have the monthly trade balance, unemployment numbers, and factory orders coming tomorrow morning. Also pretty busily down. Pfizer said they're only going to ship about 50% of the vaccine that everybody thought. And the stock closed $39.96, down 83 cents. But this area above 40, which was above the first Pfizer announcement, has been really tough, but it looks like it may be getting ready to go through that. So kind of bullish on that. Boeing, Ryanair order. 75 more planes to add to their 135 that they already had ordered, sent Boeing 237.20 up 13.35 or 6%. Tesla, as I mentioned this morning, got an upgrade with a price target of 780 on Tesla, which closed up just short of $25 at 593.38. Snowflake, the software company, last night when we were talking about it, it had already reported and the loss had widened and the stock was trading $282.99, and that was down a bit. Remarkably, the stock closed $339.89, up 47.20 or 16%. So 288, we'll call it 283 to 339 is a vast difference, $57, and that's remarkable for a company that really is not that big and missed. In any event, Kroger missed also. It was trading $32.29 last night, ahead of the earnings, and today the high for the day was $31.20. The stock opened at $30.88 and closed at $30.88, and so that was down $1.41 or 4.4%. CrowdStrike beat 161.19, up 19.35 or 13%. Zscaler, ZS 100 and 85.61, up 38.82 or 26%, also on earnings. Waddell and Reed, which is a regional brokerage firm, is being bought by Macquarie. They are from Australia, I believe. And the deal is supposedly it was announced at 25, and the stock actually closed 25.59, up 8.58 or 50%. So the question is, maybe there's a better price or another suitor. Splunk, I mentioned last night, was trading 168 and change, also a miss. Closed today 158.03. So the earnings were out. The stock was already down, and it added another $10 to the downside today. Zoom, which has been all over the place. Last night we talked about it at 410, was up about $4. Today it had a kind of a short range day and closed 413, so $3 higher there. And DocuSign had earnings this afternoon after the close. It had closed 231.01, up 13.31, and it is 238. It was as high as 248, but it closed 238, up 20.30 or 9.1%. The indexes were sharply unchanged. The Dow was all over the place today because of the big move in Boeing, which gets $7 a point into the Dow. The Dow closed up 85.73, NASDAQ up 27.83, S&P down 229, the Russell up $10.67, and the transport's up $40.28. So nothing greater than 0.6%, which, in regular days of the market's okay, but in this market, those are very light moves. We also had a nice move in the oil, up 36 cents. I'll show you a chart on that in a minute. The gold continued higher. We sold our gold today with a monster of a profit, and it was up 10.41, but I still want to be exposed in the area. So we bought some calls on Newmont, some December 18th 60 calls. So the gold was up 10.90. Bitcoin had a quiet day. Again, it's on the chart. It's on the screen, and I'll get to that in a minute. The dollar continues to fall, and bonds were up slightly. Okay, so the reason that I'm laughing a little here is because yesterday I told you it was kind of a short range day. Looking on the chart, it was $1,000 range. Today was also a short range day, and that range was 19,880 to 19,070. So it had an 810 point range, had a higher low and a higher high. And so it looks to me like, we're just going through these little running corrections, and that this is going substantially higher. I got the opportunity to replace a third of the GBTC at 18.26 last week, and it closed around 24 today. I hate to think about it, but it looks like if this doesn't pull back pretty soon, I'm going to have to add on the upside. Okay, so I said I would show you the oil chart. The oil chart looks to me pretty damn good. There we go. We have spent this last 7 or 8 days consolidating above. This is my favorite way technically for something to look. Came down, reversed, moved up, consolidated, moved up again. And this consolidation is now above everything that we have been watching in this range. So, the high here is 46.26. Today we closed 45.68. So I'm thinking that this really kind of may take off a bit. And the one that is driving most of this, unfortunately, is the dollar. And the dollar was down another 40 cents today. These are big moves. It doesn't seem like a lot, but this is a decline in the dollar just from the area that we were looking at, you know, in here where we were consolidating and kind of double topped up. This is 94. This is 93. We are now below 91. So anything that's quoted in dollars is more expensive now because the dollar is cheap, which is one of the reasons that international commodities, oil and gold in particular, are getting a boost from this dollar sell-off. And it doesn't look like it's going to be over anytime soon. I mean, it's not going straight down, but I would hate to show you, but I will. This is a low in 2018, and that low is 88.10. We are still just under 91. This is, a big move for an index like this. I know we get desensitized because of the big gains, up 8%, down 7%, up 12%. These are really big numbers. So, all right, everyone. We had another good day in the futures account, so I'm pleased with that. And we are still getting more and more inquiries about it. So, give yourself a Christmas present and take a look and see. All right, everyone. I'll be back in the morning.